Death, Taxes, and the Participation Award by John Malmstrom. Competition is an activity involving multiple parties that are attempting to achieve an exclusive goal. I got that from sportethicist.com. So how many of you have found competition valuable to you guys? How many of you guys have seen? Okay. Do you see yourself better with or without competition? With. So as a gymnast, I've learned the value of competition as it relates to goal setting, hard work, resilience, and integrity. What I hope to leave you with today is that lessons in competitive sports are instructive in life. Today I will cover the problem with the participation award as they relate to rewarding efforts which negatively impact an athlete's intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, why losing teaches accountability and encouraging competition is a good thing, and why I believe it is healthy rather than detrimental to an athlete, to a young athlete. And I believe that it should be started at a young age. So if you were to take away competition in a sport, why would you be doing it? First of all, a sport is defined as an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or a team competes against another for entertainment. Meaning there has to be physical exertion / athletic exertion for it to be considered like a sport. A physical exertion could be something as simple as writing down your speech, but in order for it to fit the sport category, there must be an athletic exertion by improving performance, which means there has to be a skill that is developed to hone a greater ability. And lastly, there has to be competition to see who the real winner is. If there's no competition, there is no sport. I got that source from Scaletta. It was a blog. The problem with participation awards is it cuts out the necessary components within sports. Participation awards / trophies guard kids and adults from the truth of failure. Rather than teaching the difference between winning and losing, we teach athletes if you show up and do your best, then you can still be rewarded. To an athlete who spent more time training for this moment to win, they will have it stripped from them because the kid who just showed up, skipped practice, but actually showed up at the competition, he will still be rewarded. This creates a problem within the athlete and their motivation because everyone receives an award no matter how hard you worked. It teaches an athlete to be lazy because in the end they will still be rewarded for trying their best with little to no effort being given. Whereas the kid who has a skill and performance of being a top tier good athlete, he is underlooked, and then there kind of is like no point to trying as hard. So instead of trying to spare the hurt from failure, you would be cutting out the drive that is necessary for growth, which can also stunt competitiveness and lead to entitlement. These lessons in sport lead to lessons in life. So how are we going to solve this? Understand to lose and learn from it. For awards to work, they need to be earned. When awards are earned, both extrinsic and intrinsic motivation is created. Extrinsic motivation is something where the athlete is being rewarded for something. So they're given a trophy, they're given, like, maybe their parents take them to go get ice cream afterwards. They're motivated because they know at the end they're going to get what they want. Whereas someone who's intrinsically motivated is willing to do it just for their own personal gain. They have standards for themselves, they have goals that they've set, and they want to do the best they can in order to be the top tier athlete or person. Understand to lose and to learn from it. For awards to work, they need to be earned. When awards are earned, both extrinsic and intrinsic motivation is created. Seeing your competition, whether it be in your own team or against the opposing team, an athlete will increase their efforts to have a higher performance and attain their goals. It boils down to what you can control, the athlete and influence. This will allow you to set your goals and start working towards being a better competitor and or athlete. Because it takes 6 to 10 years to fully master a skill. So if you start teaching failure or losing earlier, then it could have a huge impact not only in sports but later down the line. Malcolm Gladwell said, "It takes 10,000 hours of intensive practice to achieve mastery of complex skills and materials, like playing the violin or getting as good as Bill Gates at computer programming." This leads to accountability, which is something that is taught in sports. Whether it be a mastery over a skill or something so small, asking yourself what you accomplish / need to accomplish will make a huge impact on your day and your goals. And some of you may say, what if kids are too young to learn these life lessons? As I said before, starting to teach these at a younger age will produce a better athlete, competitor, or person. They may not understand how it is benefiting them, but eventually they will understand the value as they continue to grow. I hope you can see it is not competition that is the problem, but rather how we perceive and teach our athletes, because competition is healthy, if taught the right way, as well as start at that proper age. Participation awards take away the value of competition, which athletes need in order to grow. These awards will set athletes up for failures. They will believe no matter what, they receive an award of some kind. Being in such a competitive environment in life, I believe sports with competition can teach us how to deal with wins, losses, goal setting, and the need for constant improvement in order to grow. So in conclusion, participation awards set athletes up for mediocrity and failure later in life. They only reward efforts rather than hard work in order to stay motivated. I believe the solution and benefit of eliminating participation awards and encouraging competition is to develop character, and if started early on, the necessary skills for success will have already been developed due to the healthy competition, not participation awards. With that being said, how many of you guys would be okay with letting your kid receive a participation award? Nobody. Let's go. I believe it all is a personal choice for parents and coaches to make, depending on the goal or motivation behind awarding a participation trophy. However, I hope I persuaded you against the idea of participation awards, which I think I did. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Do you think there's a legitimate worry of kids not playing sports because they're bad at it and they don't receive any award for it? Like, if I had a child, I think I would slightly be worried that they might quit early because they're not good at it, because they haven't had the time to get good at the sport. Do you think that's an issue? Like, do you think it's an issue that kids might be not playing sports because they're not getting that reward?
I think it kind of depends on the athlete, just because for some parents or an athlete, not getting an award may actually motivate them in order for them to be a better person, be a better athlete. So if the parent wants the kid to be better, they're going to keep them in the sport in order for them to get that reward that they were looking for. But if you just give them a reward right out the gate, they're going to be like, oh, I'm too good, and then they're going to get an inflated ego. They're going to think
They get complacent.
Yeah, that they're better than everyone else. So, yeah. Anyone else? All right.